at 9 Eastern Time on ABC.
We're in the second round of the aerials, and surprisingly, Phil Sifferman is leading, followed by veterans Airborne Eddie Ferguson and Scotty Brooksbank. Here's Bob Beatty with Robert Young.
Robert, you're the aerial leader for the whole season, so I guess you probably have as much, at least have had the most success, if not the most experience. You had a little trouble on that first jump of yours.
Yeah, I had a little bit of trouble with the Mobius. I couldn't quite see the landing, and I just didn't know when to put my feet down. I had finished the maneuver, and I looked for the ground and just didn't see it in time, so hope to have a little better run this time.
Well, in this one now, are you going to try another Mobius flip?
Yes, I'm going to do the same run I did last time and clean it up a little bit.
But it is really hard with this light. I guess we all call it in the mountains flat light.
Yeah, that's one of the variables we've got to deal with in winter sports, and we're all ready for it. I just wasn't quite ready for it that time.
Well, there's a man with an awful lot of confidence, Bob.
Sure is, but as a matter of fact, the question right now is, will the officials hold up this competition again? Because it is really snowing harder and harder, if that's possible.
You want to say, let's have fun now here. That was Robert Young.
It doesn't look like much fun to me in this weather, I'll tell you that. Robert Young doesn't seem to mind it at all. Look at him get rid of his poles. Now here comes the Mobius. He's discarded his poles. And in this weather, it is not only dangerous, but the most difficult of jumps, and he makes it.
No problem. This fellow's really a super athlete, a great trampolinist, and a great gentleman.
You know, he's just got to have a feel for where he's going to land, because there's no way he can see, absolutely no way he can see the ground. It's that bad.
Outstanding performance, a great performance by Robert Young.
And you know, he had the best record of any aerialist last season, but veteran that he is at 26, he's mighty happy to get down, especially with visibility the way it is today.
Well, he had a disastrous first run, but he was great in the second, as we can see right here on that second jump in slow motion, that Mobius flip. He can't see where he's going, but it's perfect, right on the money. Plus, he's only practicing about 5,000 times. That's where that summer training comes in, bud.
And on the course is John Eaves from Montreal, Canada. His mother's a member of the USA and Canadian Ski Hall of Fame.
Well, you know, he's wearing a helmet, and there's a good reason, because he's filed a flight plan, which they're required to do, or they're disqualified. And the last jump, this is the second one coming up, but this last one, the one that we're going to see right now, is going to be his attempt at a double flip. And there's only a few freestylers who are even qualified to do that. Very dangerous in this weather. Very dangerous in this weather. Here he comes up on it right now, bud. Double flip. He just touched down a little bit right at the end, but it was a superb effort.
A remarkable athlete. There's a little cyst mark on his fanny, which you saw being congratulated here.
Here we see it again in slow motion. Look at that, bud. With this kind of weather, I'll tell you, that takes courage. And he almost pulled it out completely. He's pretty happy with that.
He should be. This is Mark Stiegemeier in ninth place after his first run. But now let's go back to his winning ballet run held earlier in the competition.
You know, bud, in watching Stiegemeier come down here, we see how really loose and supple an athlete he is.
And this winning ballet run increased his lead for first prize in the Grand Prix, which is $19,000. Also, Eddie Ferguson's disqualification, the mogul run, improved his chances.
But I'll bet there's one thing that Mark Stiegemeier didn't count on, and that is to take the final run to see whether he's going to win that overall in a blinding blizzard. He sure looks great here.
But here he is, getting ready for his final aerial run that could mean $19,000.
Oh, my heart. But I will have fun.
He says he can't see a thing, but he's going to enjoy it. You know, Bud, as he comes off on that first one, watch him just keep right on going. Some of the fellows stop, but Stiegemeier keeps moving. He seems to be really going for it. There's a lot of energy in the crowd, too. They sort of yelling him down the mountain. Everybody from Salt Lake City up here to watch this contest. Stiegemeier coming into the third one. If he makes this, Bud, he should win the overall.
And that does it. 20-year-old Mark Stiegemeier wins the $19,000 Grand Prix Championship.
Let's take a look at him in slow motion, Bud. I think we can see the poise that he's got. He really gets up in the air. Obviously can't see where he's going to land.
And we'll have more aerials in just a moment.
Meet the 1975 Midas Muffler Grand Prix champ, Mark Stiegemeier. He's a specialist at the ultimate challenge of skiing, freestyle. Your local Midas dealer knows what it takes to be a specialist. Midas has specialized in under-the-car service for 20 years. We're proud to be considered the best in our field and proud to be a part of the best of freestyle skiing today.
This is John Cameron Swayze for Timex. Over the years, you've seen Timex take a licking and keep on ticking. But how will Timex Marlin stand up to the full weight of an elephant? This ponderous pachyderm packs 4 crushing tons. Ouch! Dave, can you get that watch? What time is it?
Time to get a new Timex.
Well, it worked in rehearsal.
Coming from ABC Sports, Super Fight 3, Muhammad Ali against Joe Frazier in the Manila Thriller. See it for the first time ever on home television, January 11 on ABC's Wide World of Sports.
Well, Mark Stiegemeier has won the Grand Prix championship for the season, but the aerial title here at Snowbird is still up for grabs. This is Bob Crossman, who's known as a great stylist, Bob, and that's what the judges are looking for.
Yeah, but I'm not sure whether it's going to be form or survival right now. Oh, but there's a perfect helicopter, Bud. On his first of 3, Crossman got off to a super start. Here he comes down, approaching jump number 2. Again, outstanding form in that flip.
Both landings so far have been absolutely right on the button.
Feet absolutely together, 2 really super jumps. And look at that snow, Bud. Here he comes down for the 3rd one. Crossman again is perfect.
What a super stylist. Every one of those jumps, to my amateurish eye, was almost absolutely perfect. He's going to score high with the judges, Bob Crossman.
Well, in a day when most people are just trying to survive, look at that form, Bud. Feet right together, perfect landing. By far the best run of the day.
And at the top is airborne Eddie Ferguson in 2nd place. Now, being a 26-year-old veteran, that experience will count, especially under these conditions.
Well, he's had a lot of snow. He's from Boise, Idaho. He get a little snow up there, too. A little rough, but he got through it, and it's just getting worse and worse. He couldn't even see that first jump, Bud, from where he started.
Climbing for a little altitude.
Yeah, he's got to get back up because the snow is a lot slower now, so he's got to get just a little bit higher to get some speed in order to make this next one. Outstanding triple daffy. And Eddie Ferguson now is getting ready for that 3rd jump. But I kind of have a feeling he'd like to get this one over with. This is no fun.
Yeah, but they seem still to be relaxed and enjoying it. It's amazing.
It is really amazing. And there he is, a flip, just a little bit rough. He certainly didn't have the form that Crossman had on his. But in slow motion on that 2nd jump, he did have a super triple daffy, which we're seeing in slow motion, way up in the air. Almost looks like he's walking through space.
We're down to our final contestant, who was in 1st place at the initial round, Phil Sifferman.
Looks like he gave you something to shoot at.
Yeah, he did. Eddie's one of the top guys, you know that? He is top.
Well, you're king of the mountain right now. All you got to do is hold it.
All I got to do is shake and bake.
He really is a loose character.
Are you ready for Freddie? All right, shake and bake.
Listen to the people yelling down the mountain. They're all with him. You could hardly see that. He probably couldn't even see that first jump when he started.
This easygoing character is 22 years old from Seattle, Washington. Though a newcomer to the tour, he is a talented aerialist.
Look at that energy. Boy, he is really gassed up.
But look at that snow. The blizzard's getting worse. He's almost disappearing at the lip. Where'd he go? He's stopping. He's saying, man, I can't see.
Well, you know, he can't see it. He just can't see the end of the jump. That's all there is to it. He's got to walk back up again.
Here he comes.
Oh, this is dangerous. And the Mobius flip and a little bit of a sit-down. Just a little one. That'll cost him some points, bud. On the 2nd one, here he comes on the 3rd jump.
Pushing for speed.
Well, there it is. He made it. I don't know how he made it.
Hey, Phil, how was the run?
Not really. I come into that 2nd lift and a blizzard hit the thing. I couldn't see. Had to stop. Had to hike back up.
We couldn't see you down here. You just got lost in that blizzard.
Shake and bake.
Nice run, though.
Thank you very much.
Well, Bud, in slow motion, we can see Phil Sifferman, who apparently had a good time, but he lost it probably right here. And I'm sure the snow had a lot to do with it because he almost made it, but he lost his balance right at the end.
So here are the final standings of the men's aerial championship. It was won by Bob Crossman, who went from 7th to 1st. Second was Eddie Ferguson. Third, Phil Shake and Bake Sifferman. The 1975 Grand Prix champions, Genya Fuller for the second straight year, and Mark Stiegemeier. Well, that winds up the World Freestyle Skiing Championships. And Bob, the weather just about the same.
Well, it's been kind of in and out all weekend, and I guess that's what happens in the mountains sometimes.
That's skiing for you, right?
It sure is. I guess we have to do it in everything, unfortunately.
That's right. I'm Bud Palmer along with Bob Viatti saying so long from Snowbird, Utah. Now let's return to Jim McKay and